What do you say that your art kind of stems from, style-wise, that you like?
But I mean, my style draws on so many different things. So I mean, I wouldn't say that I have a specific style. I wouldn't say that. Maybe someone else would coin it for me, you know what I mean? But
Why do you think the art world's so, like, do you think it's like secluded now?
secluded? Fuck no. The art world is so on blast, no one can do anything about it at this point.
What do you mean?
It's so like, it's starting to saturate everything. The same way that skateboarding kind of started to trickle into the mainstream, it seems like art is coming back to a forefront. Which is funny because it should have never been at the back anymore. It used to be household artist names. Freaking Jackson Pollock, you know what I mean?
True.
Everyone knew who he was.
Yeah.
You know, he was essentially the last American artist that was a household name.
Why do graffiti artists always kind of hide their face now?
Well, because they're, you know, doing illicit stuff.
It used to be that graffiti artists used to show their faces and they wanted to be well known. Back when it first became kind of a thing.
Well, kind of, yeah, but then it's like, you know, it got people started realizing that they're putting together cases against people and shit like that. So
Yeah.
it kind of started to phase out a little bit. There's something that can be said with that a lot of people feel like anonymity is what makes them a well-known artist. Like, look at Banksy, you know?
Yeah, so it seems like with R&D you have like a personal relationship with this company.
R&D actually cares about its community. That's what's sick about it. That's what kicks ass, is that they actually are willing to like listen to people and, you know, go the extra mile and like hear out their customers, you know?
How'd you come about them?
My buddy Soner told me, said something about like boys at R&D. He said these two artist names and I was like, I went there for a job once and I was like, can I buy a bulk from you guys? Yeah. I went out there for a gig and I took the guy, it was like my first big mural. And the dude like was sitting there talking to them because the guy was like, oh yeah, like let's talk shop real quick. Like, what about your overhead? What about all this other stuff? Next thing you know, we're like doing gigs where we have like $1,000 budgets and things like that. So it's, you know, it's real beneficial for them as a shop and for me as an artist because we get to work on such a large scale of like any movie. Why is it that artists, for some reason, there's this mythos? An artist works for free at first.
Where do you think that came from then? Because it's very true.
It came from, well really it came from this whole like weird recent acceptance of the notion of a starving artist. Because the artist didn't starve until like 100 years ago. Like I was saying, you had a sign, you had something, you know, you needed a design, you needed a menu, you needed a portrait of someone, you needed something in full color, you know. There was no color photography.
Yeah.
All kinds of shit like that for history books and for anything really required an artist.
Yeah.
So it was very much like a plumber, like an electrician is nowadays. And so that's what's such a trip to me, is that was not too long ago. And people are so easily just flip the switch to art is this massive luxury that no one needs art but the rich. Mythos is the most deadly thing to the art world.
Yeah.
For some reason we feel like we need to like kind of shit on artists. And I think that comes out of like it comes out of more myths, dude. It's like this weird like, it's this fake world that was created around artists that seems to get like just pushed forward and forward, and now people think that it's real. It got labeled as a street art show.
Yeah.
Not fine art. That's me pointing out the mythos portion of the, is because street art can't be fine art. We can't label it as fine art. Like, it has to be something else entirely. There's no such thing as overnight success. Anyone who's told you otherwise is trying to perpetuate that mythos. That's a myth. It's all art myths, dude.